Hey there, Suzanne. So, I'd like to go over the movement prep with you, just so that by the time we get back into the practice together, you will have more understanding of some of the muscles we're going to be waking up, and it'll give you something to do as you start to remember to fit me into your schedule. So, let's get into it. Feel free to put on some music, something, whatever is going to make you feel motivated, and we'll be breathing deep, getting these things done. So let's get into it. We'll start in hands and knees position, palms open nice and wide, and just relaxing at the shoulders, dropping gut to the chest, looking up. Inhale, reaching up here, letting the head hang, shaking it out, looking from side to side. Exhale, release and lower. Tuck underneath the toes and drive up the hips. Exhale, let the heels come down to the edge, down to the floor here. You can pump a little bit. And it's just that regular sun salutation. Inhale, come up, high push up. Exhale, all the way down, lowering. Inhale, let's press up for cobra. Stay here for a few exhales. Inhale, lowering down, big exhale, press back up into downward facing dog. And bending the knees again. Nice. Inhale, let's roll through, high push up. Exhale, 90-degree angle, hold. Over tuck the toes and press up again for up dog. Nice, so toes are long behind us, and we're gonna really be journeying with those toes today. Finishing out this set into child's pose. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Let's take an inhale, coming back up to tabletop. Undertucking the toes here, lifting the knees, and gaze forward. Inhale, exhale, step forward. Inhale, reaching up. Nice. Let's take an exhale, swan dive forward, and with peace fingers, I'm gonna turn and face you here. You're going to grab at your big toes. Urging the chest first downward and then releasing the head. And with each exhale, begin to bend at the elbow, pulling yourself a little bit closer to the ground. And it's okay to start with slightly bent knees, but with each exhale, feel that pull, allowing the hamstrings to open. Really focus on releasing the head here. We have to stay in this position 1 minute. So we're almost done with that first minute. Big pull, long exhales. Release here, forward fold, hands are released from the toes. Nice and gentle, drive energy into the feet and begin to slowly stand. Saving the head, shoulders for last. Good, big inhale, reach. I'll put that timer on here. Exhale, fold forward, grabbing at the big toes again here. And nice and gently begin to urge the heart toward the floor and then release the head. So I'll turn now this direction. So chest and head. long exhales. Urging, maybe bending a little bit more. Maybe opening up the hamstrings more. Good. Let the arms come out. Just hang. Nice and gentle. Inhale. Come back up. Nice. And rock out those shoulders. We're going to move into intense side angle stretch, and you're going to get ready to be here for a while. So something that's going to be important is using a block. Using a block is going to make this a lot easier for you to start out. So we have a block here per se, right? So we're already in that standing position here. So what I'd like for you to do, let's pick up one leg and extend backwards, dropping the heels here. So you want it to be further away so that you can have a stretch in the calf, but you don't want it to be too far so that the heel cannot safely be stable and making connection with the floor. So taking that step back, notice the front knee is always slightly bent. Deep inhale, taking a reach up, and we'll take a rotation here, opening up the chest to the side, and then begin to lean into that knee, that front knee. Allowing the hand to now come down to frame. Here's where your block will be a good place to be, on the inside of the foot. And then rotating open here. And now, for that last bit of goodness, you're going to exhale and allow that front leg to stretch. And really the focus here is on balance as all these different sensations happen. So just depending on your day, all the sensations could be different. So focus on a balance and alignment. I'm actually going to move this here and coming down a little bit more. Now, making this a little bit more intense, you can rotate down and open out the arms forward or out like an airplane, and then attempt to make prayer hands here and releasing the head. And that will further deepen into whatever sensation in this particular pose you feel. I'm feeling it all in the hip extensors. And there is some fidgeting happening in my body to maintain the balance here. But it's more so about creating evenness within the movement. There's that 2 minutes here. So nice and gently bend the front knee and let the hands windmill or come just straight down, and coming back up, take a step forward. Good, let's go for the opposite side. And taking a step back here. Gotta find my 2-minute timer. 2. Yep, just finding grounding here. And big reach up. Let's open up our chest toward the opposite side and begin to reach. Nice and gentle, opening up the chest, letting the tricep and the knee make connection and driving in to create that bind. And elongation here. Coming back, focusing on that elongation, airplane hands, and furthering and intensifying the stretch here. Long exhale, Suzanne. Nice long exhales. Doing a good job here. It's always okay if you need to bend that knee a little bit and then urging it down, heart a little bit further into your exhales, heart a little bit deeper toward the mat. Of course, be sure to let that head hang. Very nice. Let's drop those hands. Slight bend to the knee. Gently thrusting into that stable leg. Allowing yourself to come up and stepping together. Very nice. Deep inhale. We're going to rehab from this. So a couple high lunges. So all the way down, forward fold. Let's take a step back. And just drive that back heel backwards. Very nice. Big inhale, come back. Exhale, just hang. And go on, take a step backwards. Opposite leg here. Drive that back heel back. Trying to keep that leg in alignment, right? So that's another big thing for the movement prep, is alignment so that there is stability. Nice, let's take them both back and drop down gently to the knees here. And we're about to get into that final one. I believe we started out doing this early last summer, so it should be pretty familiar to you in your practice. But this reclined big toe pose. So we're turning over onto our buttocks and lowering down right elbow, right shoulder, left shoulder, and gently pulling knees to chest. Good, I'm just making sure I'm in the frame here. And let's wiggle our toes and roll. And again, these are gonna be 2-minute holds. So let's start here by elongating this leg and allowing the opposite to go long, pointing in that direction. Go ahead, flex and point the leg here. Take an inhale, urge the chest upward toward the toes, and now tuck chin to chest. And with peace fingers, same hand as the leg, we will attempt to reach for our big toe here. And allow that opposite hand to come out and just hold here. Of course, you can also use a band, but for now, I want you to focus on engaging and grabbing as high as you can. So if you can't reach your big toe, it's okay to reach for the ankle and just focus on a lengthening of the leg. Now, I've been strength training a lot, so my leg isn't perfectly straight, but it's not needed for the pose. Nice long exhales. Try to align that hip, not just to focus on this long elongation or opening of calves and hamstrings, but also here in the hip extensors. How else can we make that stable and allow the back to be nice and flush against the mat? "20 seconds. Nice and gently relax the chest and shoulders back down, and allow the leg to open about as long as you can keep hold of it, or as wide out as you can keep hold and stability. So right before you want to rock, it's not necessary to have the leg come all the way down to the ground. Nice, go for a bend and pull it back to center. Big inhale, both knees come in. Back to the timer. Exhale, let's elongate one, stretch out the other. Just starting with a pull, shoulders up toward the toes, Chin tucked to chest, peace fingers reaching for the big toe, and just focusing on elongation. Elongation as well as the leg being in line. So from big toe, or second and third toe really, coming into this knee, and then this hip being free and open, because I can be pulling it like this, where a lot of this contact is happening between my belly and my thigh, or I can open up my hip. Perhaps it reduces the amount of the angle that, or increases the amount of the angle that my leg has to my chest, but I'm still in proper alignment. And then I actually can see how close I am to my goal here. And always remember, elbows can bend and shoulders can contract and engage in the back to pull. So you really don't have to be using any of your leg to make this happen. Nice long exhales. And big inhale, exhale, allow that leg to come out to the side. Again, trying to keep the back as flat as possible onto the mat. So you might feel even a different stretching or a transfer of the stretch because of this. Opposite hip flexors could be feeling stretched, or very much the inner adductors. Pulling back, and inhale, coming back in, exhale, Shavasana. Well, nice, Suzanne. I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing you. Let me know if you have any questions. Ciao.